What's up, and welcome back to the Scuffed Ass Podcast for episode number 317. I totally know how to count. Wonder?
I got Subway.
What'd you get from Subway? What's your Subway order?
I always get the Italian herb and cheese, and I always do the chicken bacon ranch. With
Gotcha.
extra ranch.
You would get extra ranch, you little freak.
I like ranch, man.
I always do the steak and cheese on a flatbread, and then with bacon, and then all sorts of veggies.
Yep. Aspen's got to be the most plain Jane sandwich I've ever seen.
I promise you Aspen's not the most plain Jane sandwich ever. I promise.
Well, she gets the Italian herb and cheese, and then she just does ham and cheese.
Oh, so ham and cheese. She would do bread and salami.
Oh. And
cheese.
Yeah, so she does ham and cheese, and then she adds tomatoes
Gotcha.
and mayonnaise.
Yeah, no, it would just be bread, salami, and then 2 types of cheeses. That's it. Nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, if it doesn't look like there's, 7 or 8 different things on that Subway sandwich, then it's not a good sandwich.
Fair.
Although, it's funny because Aspen loves her tomatoes. So, when I ask for tomatoes, I always ask for extra tomatoes. And I was like, can I get extra tomato on that? So she puts one layer of tomato on there with 2 extras. And I'm like, can I get a little more? This is more of a pregnancy thing. And the chick looked at me like, oh. And then she proceeds to just grab 2 handfuls of tomatoes and just go black. And I'm like, perfect.
Perfect.
Now put some mayonnaise on there.
Fair. That's funny. That's really funny.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if I have any stories from this week. Oh, what just happened?
That'll teach me to leave snacks laying around in here.
Oh, did she eat all your snacks?
Yes. Damn, Nick, she left me 2.
You would too. Yeah. Yeah, you that would happen here too.
Yeah. I had a feeling when I left this morning I was not going to have the same amount of pretzels that I left with.
Yeah. That tracks though.
I'll buy more at the store tomorrow.
Will you?
Yeah.
Gonna have to, I guess.
Yeah. I got 2 out of that batch. Looks like I'm gonna get a total of 4. So
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I made homemade chicken tenders tonight on stream for dinner. I feel like that's the only real story I have from this last week. You do anything good this week?
Not really. It does not. Honestly, I feel like we did our last podcast yesterday.
Which we didn't. There's only a 1-day difference in the amount of time between normal podcasts. The issue is we also gamed twice when we normally only game once.
Yeah. Yeah. So hopefully my meeting doesn't go too long tomorrow, and then
that'd be crazy. Get 2 in this week too.
Get a couple hours of Baldur's Gate maybe tomorrow, and
yeah, because I don't start until 7 normally, anyways. So, and your meeting starts at 6.
Starts at 7.
Oh, it starts
usually.
at 7. Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
But yeah.
So, because that's why I was okay with just getting this podcast out of the way today, so that way tomorrow I have a little time to sit down with Aspen and chill before the meeting.
Was that kind of her thought too? You're like, I'm gonna do this tonight, and she's like, God damn it, but okay.
She really doesn't give a shit what I do
at
this point. Right now, she's just getting to the point in her pregnancy where she's just like, I'm ready to be done.
I'm done with this, man.
Yeah. I'm over it.
Oh, did you see that she commented on last week's podcast?
Oh God,
I
no.
don't remember what she was referring to, but yeah, like,
I could probably tell you if you
well,
read it to me.
all she said was he has no clue what he's yapping about. I don't know which thing. I don't know if it was the
Doesn't say
invites.
that's
I
like.
don't know if it was.
Oh, it was the invites. It was. It was the invites, because I told you that she had ordered them last week,
Ah,
and she proceeded to tell me that no, I did not order them because I didn't know how many we were going to need yet. I thought she had already ordered them. I
nice.
heard a number of like 300 or 200 or something like that. I don't know. And so I just figured that she went ahead and ordered them already. But she was quick to correct me on that one.
Yeah.
So we have still yet to order the invites.
Gotcha.
So, so we have had some shit going on with her dress.
There's no stories. Immediately has a story. Brother lied.
Well, I totally forgot about it, but I think it's worth bringing up.
Okay.
So, last time Aspen was home, they live not too far from Omaha.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a ways, but so they went into to Omaha and went to some dress shop or whatever. They specialize in dresses and wedding dresses and stuff like that. So they go into this shop, and Aspen thought she already knew what her dress was going to be, so she was just like, might as well, because it's kind of something for her and her mom to do. And so they're like, well, we'll go look at dresses anyway. Well, she ends up trying on this dress that she absolutely loves. You know how that goes and stuff. And so she's like, well, I want to do this dress now. And so I think it's her grandparents or her parents or whoever decided, okay, well, if you want this dress, we'll pay for it. And so they come to an agreement and talk to the shop owner and do all the 9 yards or whatever. And granted, this is back in like, I'm trying to think when this was. It would have been like July, I want to say.
I was going to say pre-pregnancy, probably.
Yeah, I want to say it was like June or July.
Okay, so almost a full year ago.
Because yes, it was before I proposed. I know that because she was already looking at dresses before I even proposed.
Which is fair. The proposal was never a surprise. It was just when was good. Like the exact moment was the surprise, not the that it was happening.
She knew she was getting proposed to. She just didn't know when.
She knew you guys were getting married. She just didn't know what was going on.
So she was picking out dresses, and we already had it. So we did everything backwards. We already had a date set before I even proposed. So
having your wedding date set before you propose is really funny.
It just worked out, So anyway, so she buys this dress, and they're like, okay, well, we have to order it or whatever. It'll be here by January or before. So we're like, perfect. That's perfect time, because after she has given birth and her body goes back to somewhat normal, then we can go in and have the dress like fitted to her. So she's all excited. Well, we wait, and a month goes by, and another month goes by, and another month goes by, and I think it's a little bit before January, and they call and they're like, okay, so what's the update on this dress? And they said, oh, it's coming. And they're like, okay, it's not January yet, not a big deal. January rolls around, and it's getting towards the end of January. They call again, and no answer. So they're calling like once, twice a week, like, hey, it's January. How's our dress coming along? They're just MIA, not calling, not answering any calls. Her mom's calling, she's calling, no answers.
What the fuck?
And it gets into February, and Still just no answering, no answering, no answering. So they're like, what in the hell is going on? What's going on? Did the dress come in? It was supposed to be in January, but we haven't heard from them. So what's going on? And we were just kind of left in the dark, didn't know anything about what's going on. And so all of February goes through, still haven't heard a peep from them. And now here we are in March, and we're 9 days into March, and every single day of March, Aspen and her mom had been trying to call this place to be like, hey, it's getting down to crunch time. If you guys don't have our dress, we need to start going somewhere else, and you need to refund us our $3,000 that we paid for it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yes. And so just nothing, though. We are not hearing anything from these people. And so last night, it was last night, both Aspen and her mom called, no answers, of course. And so I'm like, all right, do I need to think about going and getting a lawyer?
Yeah.
And taking these people to civil court so that we can get our money back and then some, because now you're pretty much screwing us over, because there's no way we can reorder a dress at this point. It won't be here in time.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I was she's obviously getting panicked and upset, which, I try to stay calm and collected. I'm like, well, no matter what, we're going to come out on top on this, whether they end up paying for our wedding that they tried to ruin or whatever. So anyway, today rolls around and Aspen's mom calls again. And then Aspen goes on to their website and sees that, we're announcing that we're shutting down the business. The owner's retiring. So it's this big old celebration. Everything's got to sell. There'll be big discounts and blah, blah, blah. And so basically they're like, we're not open throughout the regular days. We're only going to be open like these 5 days or whatever, which like one of the days was like this Saturday. And so Aspen's like, oh, okay, I'll call them on Saturday. They're supposed to be at the shop on Saturday, so I'll call them in. And so she's waiting to call. Well, her mom is on Facebook and finds these people on Facebook.
Yeah.
And they're promoting the whole, our owner is retiring, come celebrate, blah, 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 stuff like that. Well, she comments like, been trying to get a hold of these people for 3 months now on a dress that was supposed to be here in January, and we can't seem to get a hold of them. And it was like, I want to say 30 minutes later, her mom got a phone call.
Well, yeah, as soon as you get publicly named and shamed, of course, they're going to be like, wait, we got to fix this before it becomes a problem. Wait.
Which, in all reality, it's not like it matters, because the place is going down. It's shutting down. So it's not like the flack's going to kill them. They're retired. They already made their money. They don't give a shit.
They are trying to sell out their store because everything in it. Because a lot of times places like that don't own what's in the store. So whatever they don't get rid of, they have to pay for. Mm-hmm. So the flack right as they're doing their closing sale actually could be a problem.
Right. But also, are people going to turn down dresses that are 50% off,
That's fair.
So, especially in where it's a big city like Omaha.
That's fair.
Not everybody's going to see.
So where's the dress?
So anyway, finally gets a phone call 30 minutes after she makes that post. I don't even know if it was that long. And they're like, hey, just wanted to give you an update on the dress. It'll be here on the 21st. It'll be in store on the 21st.
It fucking better be.
Right. It's like, you could have told us that. Like, here we are panicking. Like, do we need to get another dress? Do we need to hunt you people down and get our $3,000 back? What the hell's going on? You can't just because you're retiring doesn't mean you lose your obligations to the customers that have already paid. You have an obligation to those customers if you have not gotten the product or held up your end of the bargain that we paid for. That is just theft. You cannot just do that and dip. That's theft. And also, that's a federal crime because it's $3,000. So, I mean, if you want to catch a felony, I guess that's on you. But
yeah.
But anyway, they finally got a hold of us. They said it'll be here on the 21st, and if that's the case, then no harm, no foul. Other than the fact, don't be douchebags like that.
Yeah.
You had a chick panicking for no reason.
Yeah.
So anyway, hopefully it gets here and her mom can go pick it up, and then we can do with it what we need to do when it gets close to wedding time. So anyway, that was my spiel for the day. Aspen will probably call me and Aspen will probably tell me tomorrow how I messed up the story or said something wrong or whatever. But that's my end of the story.
Well, Aspen, just leave the real story as a comment, and I'll pin it so everybody can read it. They'll know.
Yeah.
So, real quick, funny football thing, because free agency began today. The Bills are signing former Falcons corner D. Alford to a 3-year, $21 million deal. You know the only highlight?
$21 million.
No, $21 million deal. It's 21.
The deal is okay. So it says that, but it's up to $21 million.
That is
so
how every contract is worded. Oh my God! Yes, I know. That is how every contract
is. $6 million.
No, it's $10 million guaranteed.
Well, right, but
$10 million is guaranteed. He gets $10 million no matter what.
He could be up to $12 million or whatever.
It's up to 21. That's
right. Yeah, but I'm saying that they might only end up paying $12 million or what. It's not a bad deal.
Well, yes, it is.
Why?
What's the one thing D. Alford is known for?
Nickel?
No, check Twitter. Running the wrong direction on routes and then falling down to save face.
Yeah, but when was this though?
Was
this last season?
Well, I guess the year before last, but yeah.
Yeah. I think technically like his first NFL start.
No, not even close.
Pretty sure he hadn't been in the NFL very long. I don't think he played the whatever league for quite a while.
I don't know if you're thinking of the right guy because this last year was his 4th year, so that was his 3rd year in.
Okay.
So yeah, because last year was his 4th year.
Because last year he had like 16 pass breakups, 3 interceptions, and some other shit. So, I mean,
yeah, but also, yes, he did have those because he was a starter in Atlanta. The issue is most players in Atlanta couldn't have started on any other NFL team. I just wanted to laugh at the Bills a little, especially because the Bills get D. Alford, the Chiefs get Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, but the Bills didn't need a running back.
Sure, the Bills needed a lot of players. They could have went and signed or traded for any of the edge rushers that were available. No, they want D. Alford.
Well, they still might.
Well, most of them have already signed places, unless they trade their first-round pick to the Vikings for Jonathan Grenard, which wouldn't be the worst choice.
Are you going to shit on the Bills if they bring in Teddy Bridgewater?
No. I'm shitting on D. Alford. I've never watched Teddy Bridgewater fall down looking the wrong way.
Well, I mean, shit happens when the coverage is blown, you know?
I was going to make fun of whatever team would have done that. It's just funnier because it was your team.
I think for what we're going to bring him in for, I think he's going to do just fine.
I mean, maybe, but also...
he's going to be better than Taron Johnson.
Probably not.
I'm pretty sure after the way Taron played last year.
I mean,
Taron Johnson's just not light enough on his feet for what they're wanting to move this defense into.
I mean, fair.
So, I mean, you look at past history for this defensive coordinator, he likes small, quick feet guys in the nickel position. because he likes to move them from safety to that corner to, to be a little bit sometimes blitz off the edge type guy. And Taron Johnson is not light on his feet. He's a crash down, run stopper type person. So, and that's going to fall more on the linebackers. So I honestly think if they bring in another player, it's not going to be edge rusher. They're probably going to focus on linebackers, whether that be free agency or whether that be drafting. I think linebackers is going to be a big deal for this defense.
Fair.
Because it's no longer a Sean McDermott, oh my God, you have to do your job perfectly, multiple different tasks per play, depending on what happens. It's going to be just read, react, crash to, go to the flow to the ball type defense. And a lot of times it's the bigger, I don't know about bigger, but the big hard-nosed linebackers that just crash down on the football and because it's going to be a 3-4 defense. Yeah. So you're going to rely more on your linebackers to fill. So, yeah. He was looking for a small, wiry guy to be corner, and there was not very many of those type of guys out there. He was looking for a specific... There's a reason why they let Taron Johnson go and said, this is not, it's nothing against his character. He just does not fit for what we're building this defense into. So, and they ended up getting a pick for him. So, well, moved up in the draft, I should say. Yeah. So he was just going to go into free agency, and they ended up getting something for him. So, I think they did all right there. I didn't think we were going to get shit from him. I thought we were just going to let him go and some team would pick him up,
Yeah.
So the fact that we got a 6th for it, I'm happy. But yeah, I don't know. We still have Hairston. They might bring back White. I don't know. We'll see. I don't think White would be a bad person to bring back because he'll be cheap, and he's still last year at the towards the middle to the end of the season he played really well. So I think he's a good veteran backup, fill cornerback DB guy. So, and then hopefully Hairston develops and gets a little bit more instincts for the ball.
Yeah.
Because he seemed a little bit like he had some good flashes, but I think he just seemed a little bit lost, which, as a rookie, you typically tend to be like that, especially since you missed all of his camp and preseason games. So I don't know. But I heard there's talks about them bringing in Teddy Bridgewater to sit behind Josh Allen.
I mean, I feel like that's a better guy to have back there than Mitchell Trubisky.
Right. Well, and Teddy Bridgewater has been talking about he's wanting to move into coaching for the NFL. And I know they had him and I think who am I thinking of? Joe Brady have had history from Carolina. So yeah. So that's the tie-in I have with why I think they might bring in Teddy Bridgewater just to sit behind Josh Allen, because they're not planning on him having to play. But if they do, it's someone that's familiar and they know how he plays, and it's Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah.
But they did talk about maybe bringing him in because that would be his kind of an in maybe for coaching.
Yeah.
In the NFL. So
end up on the Bills coaching staff in a couple of years.
I mean, I'm all for it. Rather than drafting a young kid that's 22 years old, sit behind Josh Allen that's trying to learn how to read defense versus someone that's experienced to bounce ideas off of, like, what should I do? What am I doing? I don't want the 22-year-old out of college being like, well, fuck, what are you asking me for? You're supposed to show me how to do this.
And I think that's going to happen soon-ish because, they can still draft a guy, later-ish rounds to be the true backup. Right. And just, you're number 3, you're just going to mostly focus on, you talk to Teddy when you need to. And then Josh can still be like, hey, What do I do here if needed? Because that happens.
Yeah. I can see them drafting here in a few, because right now, to me, it seems like I don't think they're done with bringing in people.
Fair.
Because they still have a bunch of contracts they can restructure to get some cap. So I don't think they're done. I would be surprised if they picked up another wide receiver. Not completely surprised, but I would still be a little bit surprised. But I think they're going to pick up a veteran linebacker as their next. If it's not edge, it's going to be I'm like 60% positive that it's going to be a linebacker that they've signed from free agency. They're looking for budget deals, but they're also looking for, okay, this is crunch time. We have to make a splash because our jobs are on the line, kind of thing. It's win or die kind of thing. Because if it wasn't win or die for them, they wouldn't have brought back Connor McGovern, the center. So they would have just let him go into free agency and be probably the second or third highest paid center in the NFL. So, but instead they brought him back. They were able to convince him to take a budget deal.
Yeah.
Because he would have got paid a hell of a lot more going somewhere else. So now instead of worrying about who's going to be center, that's covered. Now we just have to find the left guard. So, which I'm pretty sure Van Pran Granger or Osiris Torrens or even Anderson could cover that. So
yeah,
we had guards. It was a center that I was worried about. So that makes me feel a lot better. Makes me feel like, because I was wondering, I was like, is this going to be kind of a blow up season a little bit to try and get pieces to try and maybe not next year, but the year after that, try and get to the Super Bowl? But it seems like, we're going to do some shit to try and make it, to the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
so
I get that.
I still see talk about Kyler Murray going to the Vikings, so we'll see. And then there's other people that are like, well, he's going to go to the Jets. And I'm like, I don't know if he'll do that. Why would he leave a shit team and go to an even shittier team? Just at start? I don't feel like that's a career move there. I feel like it's more of a I don't know, a go to die kind of situation for a quarterback.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'd be surprised if Kyler Murray went to the Jets, but I digress.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. The way everything was talked about, I feel like Kyler's a Viking.
Mm-hmm.
Which I hate, but it is what it is. Like,
yeah.
I think the smarter answer for the team and for everyone is Geno. I really do. But I don't.
Yeah.
The noise is so loud around Kyler.
Yeah.
That it just.
Well, the thing about it is, I don't know what it's going to take to bring him onto the Vikings. Like
nothing.
Like, yeah. So, in all reality, JJ can still fight for the job.
He probably can't, because when you bring in Kyler, you're basically guaranteeing him the job. So the only way JJ ever suits up again is either A, Kyler injury, which no one wants to happen, or B, Kyler just sucks, which I highly doubt.
Right.
Because if Kyler's good again, you have to pay him after next year, which is true. But if Kyler's good again, even if Kevin O'Connell and the GM want to move on, I don't think ownership will let them move on from another quarterback. They'll do we saw what happened the last time a guy was good here and left. We're not letting you do that again.
Right. So, I don't know. I don't think it's a necessarily bad thing, especially if he plays well. I mean, if he plays well, Kyler's not that old, is he?
No, he's 28 or 29.
Yeah, if he plays well, you got another 5-6 years of him. That's enough time to, even if you have to move off of JJ, you could still draft later on, get a different quarterback that's young, that sits under Kyler.
I just don't want to be in that situation again. We're already in that situation. Develop the guy you have. Sign the quarterback who's going to allow you to do that. That's why I keep doing the bring back Kirk. Because even Kirk has said, like, in that last free agency period, he's like, the Vikings offered me a shorter deal than Atlanta did, technically. But he's like, if I would have known they were drafting a quarterback too, I would have just stayed in Minnesota.
Right. Yeah. Well, there's the thing I'm going to say about it is Kyler's talented. He's a good quarterback.
Yes.
He's not the type of quarterback that's going to take over an offense, though. He's the type of quarterback that is going to run the play that's called. That is most likely
the exact opposite of Kyler, actually.
Really? I don't know. I feel like he was more like a system quarterback, but
no, he's had 7 different systems, so no.
Fair enough.
Kyler is the system. Kyler is the scrambler who just makes plays all the time. Shit, his most memorable play against your team was just a scramble drill that ended up in him throwing to a guy covered by 4 people. Like, Kyler is... Right. And that's the other thing that bugs me is Kyler doesn't fit KOC's system, so he can't teach JJ because they're going to have to change the system for Kyler, which is a thing I don't think Kevin O'Connell wants to do. All KOC likes to do is throw over the middle, and Kyler cannot do that.
Right. Well,
like, I don't love the fit. I love Kyler as a player. I just don't like the fit, and I don't like what it leads to.
We'll see, because if they pick up Kyler, it's not like they don't have video to know what the fuck you're getting.
I mean, that's true.
It's if they pick up Kyler and they're like, okay, what we want you to do is stand in the pocket and throw over the middle. They're dumb as coaches.
That's fair.
They're dumb. It would not take much to be like, hey, we're going to start running an outside scramble offense.
Right, but once you remove the middle of the field, you also remove Justin Jefferson. That is where he is his best.
Justin Jefferson's Justin Jefferson. He's going to do good no matter where you put him.
Right. But do you want to remove the thing he does best just to get a quarterback who plays not to JJ's strengths? You know what I mean? Like, you could just go get Geno Smith for the same money, a guy who plays to Jetta's strengths, and then you win. Mm-hmm. It's that simple.
I don't know. I can see, after a few practices and stuff, JJ and Kyler Murray get along really well.
Maybe.
Compared to what JJ, Justin Jefferson, I should say, stop saying JJ.
I keep doing the same thing. That's why I switched.
But Justin Jefferson, I can see him, after what he's had to deal with the last few years, being like, oh my God, I don't even care who it is as long as it's a stable quarterback.
Last few years? You mean the 1 year? Because he had Darnold the year before.
I mean, yes, last year, basically, what he had to deal with. But he tried his best to make whoever was quarterback look as good as possible. But that was tough.
Yeah.
Kyler is talented. He can throw the ball. Even if he's scrambling, he's going to throw it to Justin and get it to him. And that's all Justin needs. Justin just needs him to get it in his vicinity, and he will do the rest.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to work better than most people say it is, unless the coaching is boneheaded. And I don't see that being the case. I think your guys' coaches are smarter than most coaches in the league. So, I mean, look what they've done with, Darnold and a lot of players that go on to be successful because they got a little bit of, went under the wing a little bit of the coaching staff. And it's amazing how many leaps and bounds they took. Now, could have anybody seen Sam Darnold going to the Super Bowl and winning it? Most people know, except for after the first 4 games of last season. Everybody's like, fuck. Yeah. So the other thing I'm noticing about this free agency, and as to why the Bills aren't signing, certain people yet, is have you seen that some of the money that people are fucking paying for things? Like, what? And the more and more I'm watching this, the more and more I think freaking DJ Moore was a good buy.
Maybe.
I don't know. We'll see. It's a person that's under 30 years old, so that's something. He's not 35 and washed. But also after seeing where all these other people, the money that they've been going for, like even Mike Evans, like he's a good player, don't get me wrong, but dude's getting old and they're going to pay him a fortune at 49ers.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they are.
Even our former left guard going to the Saints, I want to say. I think he went to the Saints. They're going to pay him $60 million. 4 years, $60 million for a left guard.
No, that's actually not bad at all.
I mean, I don't think he's I like the guy.
I just mean money-wise. That's the player getting that you can't look at. Because the way money in the NFL works is the best player at the position who is actively up for a contract will be the highest paid. That's how it works.
Uh-huh.
That is why Mahomes is not the highest paid quarterback. That is why Myles Garrett is not the highest paid edge rusher. That's why, all of those things. That's why now Tyler Linderbaum is the highest paid center and not Creed Humphrey. He's making, if you want to hear an insane contract, Creed Humphrey, the best center in the world, is making $17 million a year. Linderbaum's making 27.
That's fucking ridiculous. But that was what I was going to bring up Linderbaum too. It's fucking crazy, bro. When I'm seeing some of these freaking, so I was like, I was not happy really. I mean, I was okay with it, but I was not happy with what we paid for DJ Moore.
Yeah.
At first. And then after seeing how these free agencies were going and some of the other guys that we were looking at, where Mike Evans is looking at $30 million and I think Pierce was one person we were looking at.
Alec
and
Pierce,
they're paying him they're paying him a fucking bag of money.
You know who got the best wide receiver deal though? The Raiders.
Pittman?
No.
Oh.
Getting Speedy for less than $10 million a year? Perfect.
Right. What? And that makes perfect sense because the Raiders were like, who's fast and cheap?
Well, who's fast? And also, the most important thing probably is we're going to have a rookie quarterback. Who is, like, genuinely, the Vikings had 3 superstar level wide receivers on their team last year. Who was the only one who actually helped their young quarterback at any moment ever?
Right.
Like, Jetta's constantly was dropping the ball last year for some reason. I don't know why, but he just decided
catching was shocked the ball got to him.
Maybe, but he decided catching was for suckers. Addison is Addison. Speedy was the guy. Like, Speedy was the most important man in the Vikings offense last year, unquestionably.
Right.
So he's going to be huge for whichever QB the Raiders end up rocking with.
Right. And honestly, I wonder if the Saints are going to be a low-key good team next year.
Probably.
I don't know. Saints was one of the people that I seen what they were doing, and I feel like, you know what? They got some talent. They could be a sneaky good team next year. The Raiders seem like if they're a free agent, get them. Pull them in. I don't care. Take them. I don't care what they're asking for.
I think the Raiders have been making really good moves.
Right. They got 2 first-round picks to spend on young people. Especially, if you're looking at defense, this year's a really good prospect for defense. I don't know so much about
I mean, they're taking
offense.
Mendoza 1 overall, which is going to be a mistake because I don't think he's that good. But
right.
They're helping him. They've already helped with the O-line a bit by getting Linderbaum. They'll probably move Jackson Powers-Johnson to guard, which sucks because JPJ told them, I'm a better center. I want to play center. You drafted me to play center, and they're like, you're going to be a guard.
Right. I feel like center's kind of hard to get. So
they already had one, though.
Right.
Making a center move to guard is stupid. Sign some guards, especially since you could have gotten 2 good guards for Linderbaum money.
Yeah.
Like, they've made good defensive moves. Speedy's a good player. Like, they've made good moves, I think. They're still probably going to suck because they're the Raiders, but they made some good moves.
Right. On paper, they look like they should be a legit team, but
I said that last year, too.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. It's just been a crazy day of free agency. So far, I'm not completely upset with the Bills. You know, DJ Moore, a lot of people are like, yes, he's a bona fide number one. A lot of people are like, no, he's not. No matter what, he's miles better than what the hell we have. So
Yeah.
he's a true outside wide receiver. That's what we needed. We need somebody that can get open. He's like still one of the top 5 receivers that can get that gets separation to this day. So even though he had one of his worst career years last year, but that makes sense with the type of offense that he was in. They targeted their slot and their tight end. That's their main offense. That's how they like to run their offense. In the for the Bears now. So it doesn't surprise me that he had numbers wise a bad year. But then again, you still look and he made some incredible catches to save their season still, even last year, even though he had a limited amount of targets. So,
oh, I did forget. There was another thing I wanted to bring up. There was, so remember how I told you about the trip to Subaru for her car?
Yep.
And how, so I finally went and looked on it's one of the days this weekend. I don't know what year it is. So I had told you I didn't look the one night because I didn't have tools to take something apart that I needed to and whatever. Turns out I didn't. They did not re-secure anything for her actual air filter at all.
Were they screws or were they clips?
It was a clamp that has a bolt on it.
Oh, okay.
But they didn't retighten. Okay, but tighten it with your fucking hand at minimum, you lazy pieces of shit.
Right, yeah.
The thing is, they were so convinced they were going to convince her to spend a bunch of money that they didn't need to try. But the other funny thing is, I am 200% sure they never actually looked at her cabin air filter. They just went, you probably need a new one.
Yeah.
I know that, which is fun. So yeah, none of that existing. I know she is very upset about it, which fair. That sucks. Yeah. Dealerships suck.
They all do. Like all the ones around me, I have a hard time. It's like I have gone to basically doing everything myself because I am so fed up with trying to screw people over. Like what is it gonna gain? What are you gonna gain from being a crook? You know?
Yeah.
Eventually, somebody that knows what the hell they're talking about is gonna, be like, "Hey, you guys are stealing. You guys are crooked people," and then they're gonna go public, and your business is gonna go under. What good is that doing you?
Right. Yeah.
Is it really that hard to just be like honest?
Well, yeah. Well, because we make a lot more money if we do it this way, at least for now.
Right. There's one person in my area that I could say is honest, and it's just one guy and his wife that run it.
Yeah.
And it's sucks because they're honest, so they're super busy. A lot of people like them because they're actually honest and they actually, do what they're supposed to do instead of trying to screw you out of money. And so that gains popularity because they're the only people around that don't try to screw you. And so they're busy. So half the time I have to wait a month and a half, 2 months before they can actually see me for my vehicle. So if I have anything serious that needs done, I'll get the appointment scheduled. Okay, I don't care if it's 4 months out, whatever. Just call me when you're available, basically. I'd rather that than, take it to somebody who's available and then get screwed over by thousands of dollars because, we had to replace a $4 bolt. Now that's going to cost you $1,000,
Yeah. Constantly.
Yeah. Yep. So it's ridiculous. Stupid.
Yeah, I hate it.
Mm-hmm. I do as well.
But, oh, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess. You got anything else?
No,
All
I
right.
don't think so. You can wait till next week if it does.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, I guess that'll do it for us. So thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.